What's going down, YouTube? We got a 2019 Kia Sorento SXL. About to do a little oil change, something quick, something easy. But just thought I'll get the process recorded for y'all boys, man. So again, we got her jacked up already, so I can get up under there. So we got it nice and jacked up. The hardest thing about this job, or not the hardest, but I'll say the most annoying thing about this job, is having to take off all those screws from that splash guard. I believe it's a 10 or 11 millimeter, but we're finna get all those taken out. Basically, this is the splash guard. You know, these are all the little bolts that it has along the way. So we got to take this splash guard so we can expose the oil pan. After we expose that oil pan, we'll be able to change that oil. All right, let's get going. All right, YouTube, we just finished up. We got all them bolts right there. You see all those bolts right there? About 17 of them jokers. So, you know, just know it's a lot of them, boys. But look, now we got everything exposed down here in the bottom. We can see everything nice and clear. Let's take a look under here. Here's the oil pan right here, Really nice and easy, real close. I believe right there it's a 17. And then our oil filter housing is right here in the bottom. I know there's some that they got them up there on the top. Ours is here on the bottom, and it's gonna be a 27. Yep, 27. All right, so again, here goes the oil filter, or the oil pan. We're gonna get this bolt unscrewed, drain the oil. We're gonna drain the oil filter. We're also gonna open the cap from up top first before we start draining, so we can get a nice flow. So again, when you're down here as well, this is a good time to check for leaks, anything like that. Other than that, let's get going with draining this oil. All right, we're about to drain this oil. Easy money. Remember, lefty loosey, righty tighty. Broke loose just like that. The last guy that did this, I just bought this car. It's my first oil change. But the last guy that did that, perfect. Not too tight, man. Let's see how. I'm sure he did that oil filter right too. We're gonna see. But that one was perfect, hand tight. Didn't have to struggle too hard. You know, people be freaking just cranking the shit out these hoes. Boom, there you go. There goes the oil. It's coming out. We got the joker. We ain't no rookies. And yes, I did. It's open at the top already. It's already opened up there, so we can get a nice flow in. We're gonna let this drain out. And while this drains, we're finna go get me a little rag. I should have brought a rag. All right, it's still draining. Pretty black. It's about time, about 5,000 miles. So it's about time to change it out. I'm looking up under here. I don't see no leaks. We're looking good. When I got this car, I got it from a Kia in McKinney. And I looked up under and I seen that that splash guard had a button. It looked like, you know, it was wet from oil. Because you know how oil looks when it gets wet. And I had made him redo this oil pan gasket. I was like, hey man, do y'all think it's seeping out there? I said, hey man, because when I test drove it, it wasn't wet outside. I told him, hey man, I look under the car after we drove it. I'm like, hey man, why the splash guard look like it's full of oil on the bottom? I said, I need y'all to look at that. So I had him pull the under thing, you know, ran my finger, felt the little oil. So I told him, hey man, y'all need to replace this oil pan gasket. They replaced it, so it's looking good. I don't see no oil anywhere leaking, no. So like I said, everything looks good. This is the time for y'all to look up under here. You know, go to transmission right here. These are sealed transmissions, so there's no way to check the dipstick on them. There's no dipstick with them, you know, all that. So that's how it is, man. That's how it is. Yeah, now it's time to look at all your stuff, your CV axles, your boots. Check them all out. Make sure there's you don't see no grease from the boots. None of that. So everything's looking good under here. Again, this is my first time changing the oil, so we looking good. Everything's looking good under here. Car hasn't gave me no issues. We've been rolling good. All right, that oil's still running a little bit. We're gonna let that drain out. So for the oil, 5W30, man, full synthetic Dexos. Me, I always put this oil Lucas heavy stabilizer, this oil stabilizer. I always use this. I always use this. You know, every time I've been changing my oils in all my cars since I had, you know, my first vehicle I never changed oil in, but my baby, my truck, y'all seen that truck in other videos. Other cars since then, I always change my own oil. I recommend y'all use this, man. That Lucas heavy duty is good stuff. Instead of you know, you get a quart of oil less, but you buy one of these, you put this bad boy in there. It's gonna keep your engine running good, man, running strong. And then, you know, here we go, we got the fuel filter. Oh, I'm sorry, I said fuel filter, the oil filter. Yeah, S11934XL. You know, these are it's free when you buy the 5 gallon at AutoZone. Don't let them talk you into getting the air filter. Just tell them you want only the oil filter. They're gonna give it to you for free. So that's how we doing that. All right, let's get the little crush ring up out of here. New one. And then we will check on that oil, see how that oil going. All right, since we just dripping, we gonna get it going. Go to bolt, the nut, here's the screw. We're gonna take that old crush ring off of there. Some people use them, some people don't. I always just use them, and they come with it, so shit, might as well use it, right? Like my other truck don't have this. None of that stuff. They don't need it. It's just the bolt, just like this. I think that's good enough. But like I said, hey, it come with it. Shit, why not use it, right? Get that nice and clean. And get the new crush ring on there. Let's get rolling, man. Clean my hand. Make sure you clean the little excess around, all around it. Keep it nice and clean. Boom, just tighten that joker up. One, two, perfect, just right there. No more than that. That's all that needs. All right, now we're finna get that the oil filter. Keep going. Got my ratchet. Now let's get going. Oh, there we go. Let it drain out. I like to just I'd like to crack it open, let it drain a little bit. Just let it drain a little bit so it don't get too messy. Just like that. There's the old one. Look at that. Needed to be changed. Boom. We're gonna get our rag. We stay clean. Let's clean this boy up. If you get oil on your fingers, it might be a little slippery, so you might grab a tool, pop that joker off. Just to look in it. We look good. We look good. It's draining still, so we're gonna get that. The filter, so that it has a hole in it, and this it has like a stem, right? That stem, you're gonna push this in so where it grabs on that stem, right? So boom, we're gonna put our oil filter in. Boom, you hear that pop? It popped in that. That's, you know, that stem. It's in the hole. Boom. All we gotta do is just come back here and get that joker back in there. And that's that. All right, fellas, we got the oil drain. We got the housing, the oil filter changed out. Now we're gonna get that oil in, the new oil. There it is. We got, again, our Lucas, the heavy duty oil stabilizer. Pop that off. Get that lid off. All right, we got it right here. Again, there's our filter. We're gonna come over here with it. You see, to give me a little space. So I don't want to have to hold it at one. Just hang on, I'm gonna move that. Move this right here. Now we got a little more space. Drop straight in there, joker. There it is. Let it drop straight in. Alright, we're gonna flip that joker. We're gonna let all that drain out. I'm about to show y'all a trick. Alright, something I've always done with these. Boom. You don't got no oil filter, whatever case may be. Boom, we'll come over here. Let me drip this out real quick. Let that drip. Come over here, we're gonna cut this joker. Boom. There you go. Now you got yourself a nice little oil funnel right there. Boom. Easy money. You don't need about no oil filter, man. You can just like that. Again, this one take 6.9 quarts, basically 7. So again, I run my one Lucas, and then 1 quart, and then 1 5 quart. Boom. Look at that. Let it sit in there. Let it drain out. All right. Now we got all the oil in there. Clean up time. Everything's good. One last check. You always want to just make sure everything's tight one last time before you turn the car on. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make sure everything's tight one last time before we turn that joke on. All right, we're gonna turn it on. We're gonna let it run. Gonna let it run for a minute. Gonna let it run. Gonna make sure we ain't dripping. That's it. That's all. You gotta make sure we ain't dripping. Make sure we ain't dripping. And we Gucci. Thank y'all for watching. That's how y'all successfully do an oil change on a 2019 Kia Sorento SXL. We'll see y'all next time.